Hello everybody, welcome to the start of the week and another MCN. The last month has been absolutely ridiculous in terms of problems in MCOC. Even me trying to keep up to date with what's wrong, what's not. And some of the big problems like Isophene's relic button not working, the new adaptive event quest or event quest in general, when you enter into it, you're not able to see your buffs and debuffs, right the way through to other things as well. Apart from the difficulty, the prestige-based elements and the problems that are surrounding that, is just not been a great week, a great month, or maybe even 2 months for Kabam and MCOC. And when you kind of think, oh, they're going to like bounce back, well, you don't really know because we're still, we've got a load of things on the Trello board, which I'll try and leave a link to in the description because I'm just trying to track some of these stuff and I'm going, I don't know, or I can't see some of the bugs and issues that have been recent ones or not, or stuff that, well, is a problem that is being dealt with, that have been vetted by Kabam and then being put up on the slate to deal with. It's a very scary kind of like time to play a game that we love. I definitely know this week I want to get back to kind of like making guides and covering the event quest, although I'm kind of looking at it like, well, I have to do it because some of the rewards within it are needed in order to elevate my roster and prestige as a non-spending player. But also this week when you got 9.3 dropping, the various side quest droppings at the same time, like there's a lot on to cover, and hopefully we get a bit of positivity and fully functioning game, but don't hold your breath. Anyway, on a plus side, and a little reminder at 11 a.m. PST time or 10 a.m. PST time, depending on the country of origin of yourself. It's 7 p.m. When I get to collect this. Make sure to collect your daily and weekly free market points. Why? Well, right at the very top, as part of the Sword and Stone events, you'll be able to get yourself a free 7-star or 6-star or whatever star, depending on your progression. I've already claimed mine, and of course it's helpful for points acquisition, but I would just stress with everybody, it's actually a very doable based event. At times I'm just auto-fighting whilst I'm doing stuff. I got stuff to do around the house. It's weekend when I'm recording this, so it'd just be like, I'll put that on auto fight, and then I go do said stuff, and then it's going to be, done. So, Road to Labyrinth, run it through, Arena, run it through, before you know it, you'll be smashing out and getting that free 7-star thing. Oh, speaking of which, do you want to see something funny? I'm not building this up, by the way. This is incredibly funny. The selector which you have in game is either going for a thing or a Fantastic Force 7-star crystal. This image has been doing the rounds. You can see this player chose to go, oh, no, I fancy not going for a thing. Maybe they already have it. Maybe that, whatever. I'm not going to go for that. Instead, I'm going to go for the crystal. And what do they get from the crystal? Oh, dear. Shout out to Random619. Booyaka, booyaka! For those that know. For those that don't know, search the internet. Next up, and you might have received this message right here. This is funny. Another season of my illustrious Alliance Wars is beginning. Yeah, this came up. I think this is just like in as just a regular rotation with it. But Alliance Wars, yeah, at the moment we're technically in an off season. And to be honest, I think everybody's just completely lost the plot with what's going on. I mean, I lost the plot yesterday with all the stuff covering. I was like, where's my War Lion assignment? And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. The leadership messaged about that, and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, crazy times in the world of Marvel Contest Champions in and around Alliance Wars. So yes, I got the latest Kabam announcement that the season will be continuing and only the war rating will freeze, so alliances can get higher in their rewards if they wanted, or just drop the ball and get last season rewards. However, last season didn't affect the rank, so did the season end before that last war, and we will take the rewards based on the higher rank between last season or current season till before the last war, or is it still going to be going on, but is it another bug? Relevant questions. As we said, like, just everybody has just reached a point of more stuff in the world of MCOC going wrong, right? Whatever. Yeah, clarification would be very, very nice. This is probably the better response, or kind of like plan or thing of what's going on. You'll not get rewards based on the day of the freeze. Rewards will be based off the full season performance as normal, except for alliances that perform worse than the last season. Only war rating is frozen. My alliance will shows our rank, likely just a visual bug for some. Aside the season being dud, it's still continuing as if everything was normal. So yeah, keep calm and carry on. The British spirit invokes in everybody. But also with the leadership board, looking like there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that causing leaderboards to have a delay in updating. All should be fine once that's finished. So carry on fighting, people, to the bitter end, or the lager end. Now, we all love a permaban story, I think even more so when someone says that, look, I didn't deserve a permaban because the content rewards that you get from it isn't exactly worth your time and effort, even if you are a Valiant-based player. So this player states that they got permabanned, saying that as a Valiant player with 2.4 million rating and a couple of rank 4s and around 10 rank 3 7-star 6-star Nexus crystals from the Eternity of Pain barely affect the player base. I understand that ban is caused due to violation of terms of policy of the game, but permanent ban for something that was almost no effect on the player base feels too much. Many people have cheated in Battlegrounds and caused very harmful effect on the other players, so cheating yet have gotten warning bans for 7 days or 30 days. So for cheating Eternity of Pain, permaban feels a little bit too much. Please, Kabam, don't permaban me. I just wanted to test out cheats on Eternity of Pain for fun. I've worked so hard on this account, I didn't even get any warning bans. Please forgive me. I'm sure what I've done hasn't affected the player base very negatively. Please review my case again, Kabam. I humbly request you, in more than willing to accept a 1-month ban. Oh, I'm not shouting for the rest of it. This is probably one of my favorite ones. It's like, yes, I cheated, but 6-star Nexus. I cheated. I just wanted to try the cheats. It's like the poison apple, isn't it? It's like the Garden of Eden, you know, trying the trying the apple. It's just a bite. You know, snake's there going, just a bite. It's fine. You won't be thrown out the Garden of Eden. I'll tell you what, it didn't work out very well for Eve, I'll tell you that much. The final story we're going to cover today is the forums and moderating in general. There's some few kind of like to the point matters raised right here. Some mudslinging here or there. Look, we all want things to do well with MCOC. I get it. I get it. And with a lot of things going wrong with Kabam, it's like, what are the positives? What's actually going right? And it's like, not a lot. I would say, you know, there is a bit of a positive at the moment. I do think that the structure around the daily quest is actually pretty good. If you've seen the video that I posted on Saturday, there's definitely some good things that are within here for the daily stuff. Still yet to, whilst I'm recording this, to see Sundays. I do want to see Sundays, but ultimately it's not too bad, right? It helps out with the daily quest and stuff like that. That's the positive at the moment. But things aren't great in the world of Marvel Contest Champions, and even more so when people want to access the forums in a way that they did beforehand. So Kabam Pinwheel gives a little bit of an update on the situation around the forums. I'm going to preface by saying, obviously, what happened yesterday in-game, yeah, like in general, was a experience for everyone as well. And so I understand people being a bit heated. I will also grant forums have been a bit out of whack ever since the Force update. Still trying to make work better. Got a few formatting tweaks done this morning to make it look ever so slightly better, hopefully, but it was definitely impacted our ability to effectively communicate here. However, our plan has been and continues to be the use of this space as a primary avenue to pass along the information. Yes, in certain circumstances, Discord can be easier for quick, rapid responses, but as you saw yesterday, Mike made every post on here same as on Discord in certain cases. The dev diaries, this is still the main community space for that kind of information. All of that to say, the forums are never going to feel as good as whenever you specifically thought they were at their peak. There's no way to compete with nostalgia, and yes, there are other options for folks. Some folks don't like forums just as many as you don't like Discord, and that's okay. Obviously, that Piccolo was mentioned in that as because Piccolo was apparently said something. I don't know if it's been screenshotted to kind of show that. Gave the indication that didn't like to do the forums. But as said here, Piccolo, as a Discord mod, is understandably more inclined towards spending time on Discord, and that's their right to have that opinion. And that's why we're offering multiple options, not just the forums. So there's something for both types. But regardless of the forums are still the valuable communication tool and for us, and one we continue to keep using. Also, this gets brought up every time, but screenshotting Dork's comments history is not a gotcha. We've been clear that Mike and myself are the main ones on the forums. We are also community managers. Dave is insanely busy, and while we would love to chop it up with the man has more meetings than a head of state some days, it feels like. Yeah, like my boss at the company I work for is the head of digital and social, and it's like he's in meetings more than anything. Same thing with Dave. Even Dave is kind of like always in meetings and stuff, because then it's kind of, then you got to like plan who's doing what within your community managers to facilitate whatever and know what's kind of coming on in the future as well. Anyway, in terms of moderation and making sure the game team is seeing stuff, because that's the biggest thing. People want to know that they're heard within the community when it comes to sentiment, and that sentiment going to the game team. So Kabam Pinwheel says, don't have any info to share right now. Saw the pages, immersed a lot of threads, saw it all. We're taking feedback on board and relaying it to the game team. But seeing as the change just happened, we're not anything more to say on that. And that's just to do with the adaptive difficulty. But that's not to do with like the first part. They said the difficulty, the post is difficulty is going to change, not the what is it called? The prestige-based elements of how it works is going to change, or the scaling is going to change. Kabam, I don't know what's happening with the forums in terms of like, I think I'm going to reserve myself to say this is it. This is what it's going to look like for those that like it or don't like it. My main operation around this is making sure I grab as much information and data from what is these posts and where Kabam have responded to things that are important to the community, things that are happening that are good, things that are happening that are bad, bugs that are being addressed, bugs that are not being addressed, and go, well, let's find that and let's kind of make sure that people in the player base know about it. But if you like the visual aesthetic of the old forums, I don't think it's going to improve, or it's not giving me the vibes that it's going to go back to the way it was, aesthetically pleasing as it was, or what you got used to. And this is a big kind of like change from what people enjoy and how people see information from Kabam, because there's people that are not going to watch this video, and that's fine. I don't care. But obviously I would love the support. But those that are kind of like, they don't go and watch YouTube, or they don't like have a pinging game about a bug, because Kabam aren't going to ping you on a bug in game. They're not going to send you a message, or very rarely send you a message to say, hey, did you know you're not going to see buffs and debuffs in this particular content? Or here's a bug that's going to be Isophene can access a relic or throw a striker. So you're not going to see that information in game, but you might see it if you watch this video, or you might go to the forums. So it's giving people information about problems so they don't fall into a pitfall or get frustrated as a result. But if you like the look of it, I don't know if the forums is going to change. But at least there's some answers on questions and problems that might arise. Anyway, that's been the show for today. What are your thoughts about the change of the forums, and your thoughts in general about the state of the game, and as well things that Kabam have been doing and not doing? Put it in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Bye.